Hello everyone, welcome back to another Peacemaker Season 2 episode talk. Another Friday, another episode of Peacemaker. However, before I go into that, I would actually like to say that my voice may sound slightly different, but that's because of the fact that I am recording this in the morning, because of the fact that I have a busy day today. And that is because of the fact that I got some packages coming in the afternoon, and they are gonna be helping me clean up the PlayStation 5, because I tried to record Ghost of Yote yesterday. Didn't really go all that well. I was able to get 3 videos out, so at least I have content until Saturday, so that's good. By the way, Ghost of Yote Let's Play over on the Let's Play channel. However, my PlayStation 5 needs to be cleaned, so I gotta do that. But I got some packages coming in, which is why I'm recording this earlier, so that I still can get this out to you guys, because also I have another appointment. Anyway, let's get into the episode then. So, this episode, obviously at the end of the last episode, we had the fact that, you know, it's like, hey, Nazi world. So then Hardcore 2 comes in with guards, is like, arrest her. However, then our Hardcore is like, how did you miss the mural of Hitler? It's like, he looks behind him, giant mural of Hitler. He's like, how did I miss that? Like, I get the flags, you know, it's little things like that, but a giant mural, of course. So now Peacemaker and Hardcore have to fight in order to be able to escape Nazi A.R.G.U.S. Meanwhile, Adrian 2 tells Adrian about the fact that this is Nazi world, and then Adrian tells Adrian 2 that our world is not Nazi world, because there are, well, I mean, yeah, there are those Neo bricks, but, like, we don't have actual Nazis in our world, which is a good thing, you know, like, Nazis are bad, which is something I'll come back to later on in the episode, because there's something that happens, which I'm perfectly okay with, because of, you know, the circumstances that we find ourselves in. So then when Adrian says, hey, I came with a black woman, yeah, that's kind of a little bit of a problem in this world, so we gotta go and rescue Leota. Meanwhile, Leota's being chased down. However, Keith gets a call from Dad to come home because of new information, and then afterwards Leota climbs a fence and she runs, and I'm like, run, you fat bend, run! I don't want you to die. Maybe exercise once in a while. That'll be able to help, because it sounded like she was out of breath. She's like, she was running like that. But she decides to jump in the pool. I don't know what she thinks she's gonna accomplish with that one. So everyone else goes into the pool. Then Judo Master is there, who I did not expect to see. He pulls her out of the pool, which, good dude, you gotta have some strength for that one. That is a lot of weight. And then afterwards, he uses like a telephone cord in order to be able to kill everyone in the pool. Which normally, you know, Lord, so many deaths, but this time it's Nazis, so who cares, you know? Who cares? They're Nazis. Let them all die. Let every Nazi into a pool and shock them all to death, okay? Nazis are scum of the earth. We all know that stuff. But yeah, Leota is safe, so that's at least a good thing. Fantastic. Meanwhile, Chris and Hardcore are trying to escape A.R.G.U.S, and they get to the entrance, but there are cops everywhere, or A.R.G.U.S soldiers everywhere. So then Chris is like, hold on to me. So she holds on to him, and he activates his jetpack and goes straight through the glass instead of the door. And then afterwards, they get on the peace cycle, and he's like, is the door big enough? Because I want to take this peace cycle home with me. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So then Keith comes home. Dad shows him John, and then afterwards tells him that, yeah, Chris is not really, he killed your brother. Not really a good guy. He's not the Chris that we know, okay? I mean, he's a good guy, but he's not the Chris that we know. And also, he talks about the fact that he, used to go, like, a couple years ago, he went through the portal, and there he met an alternate version, our version of Dad, and it seemed like he came from a much darker world, and it's like, well, that's because he's a racist. So obviously, when you see black people, Hispanic people, and any other type of people, gay people, and all that stuff, people around, he's gonna have a bit of a hissy fit, and he's not gonna be happy about the world that he lives in, because, you know, he hates them all, which is why it's a good thing he's dead. Even though I'm still the kind of person who wishes he was in jail instead, you know, like maximum security prison, that kind of stuff, where he couldn't escape. However, this is a superhero story, so dead is probably better, because in a classic superhero story, everyone escapes jail, so it doesn't really matter. So then Keith also is like, well, Hardcore was different as well. I mean, she wore pants. I've known the girl for 10 years. She's never worn pants in her life. It's like, okay, that's at least a good thing, because I thought all women here were supposed to wear skirts, you know. But it's a good thing that, you know, some women wear pants, but it's only her who does not. So then Judo Master tells Leota that the Nazis won World War II, and also about the fact that we have to wait until nighttime in order to go back to the other house in order to be able to go back to our world. And he apparently commandeered a house that was, well, whose owners are gone. So that's good. So that Peacemaker is riding away. Cops are following him, or A.R.G.U.S or whatever, but they're being followed. So then afterwards they get cornered, and then boom, explosion happens. The family comes down, kills the cops, and then the dad is like, if you want to live, come with us. And I'm like, well, I don't really know if that's necessarily true. I mean, you know the truth. So I don't know. But also the reason that the dad is saving Chris is because of the fact that he doesn't want the portal out. That's going to be very important for this episode. Meanwhile, in our world, Flag gets Luther's super genius to find the portal, who actually does find the portal, so that's fun. So then Leota tries to convince Judo Master of the fact that Chris is actually a good guy. He's not the bad guy that everyone believes that he is. So Chris and Harcourt with family return home, and that is when the truth gets revealed. All of the truth about the fact that yes, your Chris is dead, and he died not really by my hands, but I just activated his jetpack because of the fact that, you know, he was trying to kill me, and Keith is very upset about that, but the dad really isn't. He's not necessarily all that upset about it. And basically, the dad wants to send the gang home. And even then, we talk about the fact, we got a black woman with us. And he's like, I don't care. I want to send you all home. And it's like, you know, maybe this one isn't all that bad. You know, can we take him with us? Can we take him with us? You know, this guy isn't really all that bad, which is also set up for the ending of the episode. But he wants everyone to just get out, okay? He wants everyone home, probably because of the fact that he doesn't want the cops to know about the portal device that he has in his house. Keith, however, is not necessarily too happy about that because he wants Chris dead. But before that can get any further, the cops arrive at the door. Also, the dad believes that Chris did not do it on purpose, which is actually a good thing. But anyway, he goes to the door and he's like, get out. You're not getting in here without a warrant. Get out. He basically just closed the door on them. So then vigilantes arrive and Leota is reunited with Adrian. That's fantastic. And then vigilantes want to kill the cops. And then Judo's like, yeah, I do too, actually. And I'm like, well, normally I would be 100% against this, you know, because cops are just trying to do their jobs. Yes, there are racist cops as well. They are a problem, but not every cop is a racist cop, okay? But like, we shouldn't kill them. But also then I'm like, yeah, but these are Nazis. So I'm like, go ahead. Have fun. Have fun. The world is your oyster. Come on, kill them all. I do not care because these are Nazis, so who cares? But Leola is like, let's just try and sneak our way in, okay? Let's just not go on the offensive. And I'm like, oh, man. Also, Harcourt kind of presses the dad about the fact, like, you're all Nazis. He's like, I'm not a Nazi, okay? I'm just living in the world that has been created, okay? I cannot change it. I mean, I could fight, but I'll probably die, so I can't change it. I'm just trying to do the best that I can, which makes me go, so he's not racist. Like, this is actually a good version of the dad. Wow, okay, so if the dad wasn't racist, then Keith would have been alive. Wow, okay. All of the pieces are coming together, you know? I'm actually sad about the ending of this episode because of the fact that when he starts talking about that stuff, Vigilante just jumps in and stabs him to death. So it's like, oh no, why? So now we gotta run. We gotta escape. So then we get to the library in order to open up the portal. However, then Keith comes through the door in order to kill Chris, but the gang then attack and stab Keith, who isn't dead yet. But Chris is then like, stop, get off of him, he's still my brother. I'm so sorry, brother, I'm so sorry, okay? I didn't mean for this to happen. And then he's like, I'm the bad guy here because of the fact that everyone dies around me. And then we get a flashback to Rick Flag. We get a flashback to the dad. We get an even flashier back to the time that he killed his brother. However, it is time to leave, so everyone leaves except for Harcourt, and he tells Adrian to give me your gun because he wants to kill Keith because you're not coming after us. So she puts the gun to his head, but then the cops come in, so she can't kill him, so she has to escape. Adrian too closes the door and fights off the cops. Hopefully he's alive because he's a Pokemon fan just like me, which means that he's my favorite character on the show. It's that easy, boys. You have a Pokemon fan on your show, it's instant favorite character. Meanwhile, in our world, A.R.G.U.S surrounds Adrian's house. So then everyone gets through the portal. Chris closes the portal, closes the box, and then afterwards heads outside with everyone else. And he gives the portal to A.R.G.U.S. And then he's like, look, okay, they all came in to convince me to give it up to you guys. Basically, he is trying to protect his friends while basically sacrificing himself. So, obviously, Chris gets arrested because of the fact that Judo Master confirms that this is the truth. So he gets arrested, and then to end the episode, Keith in the underworld, he is still alive, he's getting treatment, and he's probably gonna come back in the finale when, you know, he wants to kill Chris, which I don't really know how to, I mean, I know how it's going to happen, obviously. I mean, A.R.G.U.S is gonna open up the portal, which will cause Keith to be able to come through and find Chris and kill him, that kind of stuff, or at least that's what he wants. And then Chris has to kill his brother again, just like he did when they were younger. But anyway, overall, this was a great episode. I really liked it. I liked the tension, and I also did not see the twists coming at all. You know, it's like we have so many, like the fact that the dad is the good guy. Like, I didn't see that coming. Like, I did not see that coming at all. Like, who could have seen that coming? And I'm so excited for that next episode, but I want to eat because it's the afternoon now and I want to eat. So, let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comment section down below. With that being said, thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you did, please like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Turn on notifications, don't forget, check out the Let's Play channel link in the description and at the end of the video. And I'll see you guys next week for that finale. Bye!